Welcome back to the next session on cascading style sheets represented as CSS. Did you ever think when you have written your HTML document using varieties of tags, did you ever think what does a browser do when you browse the page? If you recollect the initial classes of our session, you will remember that when we browse the page, the browser will interpret each element of your HTML, which we call it as a tag, finds the meaning of these tags and applies the meaning over the plain text. So what is the meaning of every element interpreted by the browser called? It's called a style. So browser will interpret the style of a tag and applies the style over the plain text. So there are very few styles which are available coming with the browser. If you wanted to have your own styles, not along with the default styles of the browser, you wanted to have your own styles, you need to create your own styles with the help of CSS. So here where we study about CSS, which will help us to understand the various styles that can be included, which are not default added to any element or a tag of HTML. Every HTML document contains its elements. We call HTML document as a container, and these elements or tags are called as objects. The meaning or the style that is there as part of your elements of HTML, they are stored in a file called as document object model. So browser checks in this particular file and finds the styles which can be applied to various elements of HTML document. So if you wanted to modify, you need to go for using your CSS, which is called as a styling sheet. So styles of HTML are part of your DOM, and these DOM styles, if you wanted to modify, you need to go for using CSS as your choice. The write-up syntax of your CSS can be done in two ways. The very first syntax style is represented here. So element or the tag is what is shown in the syntax as an item. So if you are trying to apply it on paragraph, so your item must be replaced with P. So what style you wanted to apply, what is its value, is shown in the form of property : value. Each property : value must be separated from the other with the help of a semicolon. So for the tag H1, I wanted to apply a style from the font family as Times New Roman, and size of it should be 24 point, and I want the color of it should be in red color. So this is how you show your CSS in terms of syntax 1. Now going to the syntax 2, the CSS can be inserted as an attribute inside your element or a tag. But the attribute name must be used as a style, and value part of it must include property : value. This is the way that we write the syntax of CSS in style 2 format inside your body tag. So for the body, I am having a background color being modified to red with the help of CSS style attribute. Going for applying the borders, we can have three different varieties of styles that we can have. You can apply this border in using these three attributes, style attributes of it, to either the text or to an image or to the entire web page. So a border can have a width. So the style that should be applied must have a property called border -width. Border -width is equal to :1. If I write, it means I wanted to have a border with a width of 1. So border can be of different varieties. You can have these many varieties of borders that you can have. You can prepare a border as a dashed one, a solid one, a grooved one, a dotted one, a double line border, an inset or an outside border also. The border color need not be black all the time. The border color can be modified with the property of CSS called border -color, : is equal to value must be red or blue or any color of your choice. So this is how the borders look when you use the border with different values. Going to the next, to the texting styles, text alignment falls to be the property which is the initial start one. Then this text align can have 4 different values: left, right, center, justify. Text size can be modified with the help of font hyphen size as a property. Value can be represented in terms of points, large, medium, or small. Text style can be modified with the help of font hyphen style as a property. You can have a bolder one, italic one, or a normal one. Font family property will help you to modify from Arial to Times Room or Times or Comic or any style. Color is the one that will help you to modify the color of your text from black to any other color. Apart from this, to the text, we can even have backgrounds being applied with background hyphen color being the property, background hyphen image for inserting an image. Repetition of your background horizontally in a web page can be done with repeat hyphen X. Repetition of your image vertically in your web page can be done with the help of repeat hyphen Y. Repeat will repeat in both horizontal and vertical manner with the help of repeat. No repeat says the image should be inserted only one time. You should not have repetition of the image at all. Then background attachment is the other one, where the image can scroll along with the scroll bars, or you can fix the image to one location. So when I scroll the scroll bar, the image will disappear from the page if you scroll down your image. Then position of your image can be done with background hyphen position. You can place your image as according to your wish, either to the center, top left corner, or left center, left bottom, right top, right center, center top, bottom, and so on. As an example to understand, suppose if I wanted to have a heading with solid border of 1 width aligned to the center, then using the syntax one style, the represented goes like this. Heading can be from H1 to H6. So I am doing the CSS application on H1 tag. Border width, I wanted it to be 1. So I say border hyphen width to be 1, semicolon. The property for the border, I wanted a solid border there. So border colon solid. Text should be aligned to the center. So alignment happens with the help of property called text hyphen align colon center. This is how we write our CSS in the style one syntax. Now the next example says image as background of paragraph repeated horizontally. So as I am doing it to the image, the tag to be applied is for the paragraph. So I wanted to insert an image first. So background hyphen image should be used as a property. URL must have the value must have URL, the image location which you wanted to insert in the web page. I wanted to repeat it horizontally. So background hyphen repeat must have repeat hyphen X. So this is how we write inside our CSS, so that the predefined styles which are there inside DOM for the paragraph element gets modified with these things. The benefits of this CSS goes as the pages download will become much faster, almost nearing to 50% of it. The design page has less code. Everything looks very consistent throughout. Updating of any design, maintaining of any design will be less error prone, and so on. These are the benefits of having CSS. Let's end the session with benefits of CSS. In the next session, let us join together to have a discussion on web designing using HTML and CSS. Thank you.